Sheri Melander-Smith, and you're watching Living Forward. The goal of Living Forward is to talk about issues that help others live the very best life possible after the onset of a disability or a chronic illness. Last year, right about this time, we had several young ladies on the show who were part of a program called Pageant of Hope. And if you're at all interested in having your daughter participate, or if you yourself would like to participate, go to www.pageantofhope.com. The pageant will take place at the Earl Brown Heritage Center on March 26th. So we look forward to that event happening again this year. On the show today, I have a very special guest. Dr. Sharon Bertrand is here. Dr. Bertrand is an author, researcher, and founder of Heal Into Life. So welcome, Sharon.
Thank you, Sheri.
So nice to have you once again on the show.
Nice to see you again.
So tell me, I know that you have healed yourself of MS, and you have been, in fact, symptom-free since 2005. So tell me what that process was like. How did you go about bringing health into your life?
Well, I think that it was a process, a very slow, long process. I've told you 9 years pretty close to my bed. And I learned things along the way on the journey. I would meet people who would tell me a little bit of this or a little bit of that, or I would read. I remember reading Quantum Healing by Deepak Chopra. And
it's a fabulous book.
Fabulous book. And as I would read, and thank you, Dr. Chopra, if you're watching, but I remember I would read and I would implement these things in my life and try to, live into health. And little by little, I would do more and more. And so, like on the day that I healed myself, it was knowing that I didn't want to go to my imagined future. I really wanted to stay here in the present moment, live in the now, like Eckhart Tolle says, because the now is the only time that we really have control over.
And from hearing you talk last time, you really made a conscious decision that you were going to change your future. And it started with that realization that you could do that. So tell me again about that day and what that was like, and how have you been doing since then?
Well, I've been perfectly well since then. I have not had an MS attack. My Western doctor is really supportive of me and cheers me on, and he'll say to me, haven't you had quite a bit of stress in your life? Because stress always would cause an MS attack.
Yes.
And in fact, I went back to school and got my doctorate after I healed myself in 2005, and I pushed myself really hard. So I did that whole program in 3.5 years, which back when I was really sick, that wouldn't have happened. But I really believe that what happened was MS just did not, that lifestyle didn't work for me anymore. One day, I looked at my life and I said, so what are the benefits that I get out of having MS? Really, because there are benefits that we have from these illnesses. Like, for example, my husband would call and ask, how are you doing? And I said, well, I bet he'd do that even if I didn't have MS. My friends would call. Well, my friends call me even without MS.
Of course.
And so I had a handicap parking sticker. Well, and I really needed to use it in those days.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I still have it, but I try really hard not to have to use it. So I don't use it anymore.
So what would you suggest to another person who is struggling with MS or who is newly injured or just found out they have a chronic illness? What wisdom would you share with them to give them hope?
Okay, so this is going to sound a little bit out there for you, but here's what I would say. First of all, if you're not feeling so great and you don't need to have a diagnosis, you don't need to have it named for you. If you can just live in the moment and you can go and try whatever alternatives or try Western medicine or whatever, but you don't need to have a diagnosis, don't have it named. Because then you don't have to live into all of those things. We go to a doctor, they say, you have cancer, you have 2 months to live. A lot of us say, oh, I have cancer, I have 2 months to live. We live 2 months and we're done. So what if we didn't know? What if someone said, well, you have cancer, and they didn't say you have 2 months to live? How long might we live? So I say, let's try not to live into
the predictions of the doctors,
well,
right?
Or the expectations for yourself, because I hear the word MS, that has a particular flavor,
Right.
texture.
We all can imagine what a life would be like with somebody who has MS. So.
Right, and so why would you even need to go there? That's my best advice. Sounds crazy, but it isn't. It's about living who I am today, right now, in this moment. And right here, right now, I feel great.
That's great. I mean, what better advice could you offer somebody who's looking for hope? It's really to find that better vision for themselves, or find the more perfect life for themselves, and work towards that goal regardless of whether you have an illness or not.
Right. Whether it's a good day or whether it's a bad day, even in those bad days, get up if you can. Take a shower if you can. Get yourself looking good. Do your hair.
Right.
Put on some clothes that you feel good about yourself in. And we all like those sweatpant days, but let's not have it be every day.
Yes. I know when you're in the thick of it, when you're in the 9 years of being ill, and like myself, when I spent an entire year wrapped up in a fetal position in bed, sick and in pain, it's really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel and to really feel that a sense of hope that there is going to be a better day. So we can, in fact, make an intentional decision. At this moment, I'm going to live beyond my illness, and I'm going to live beyond my diagnosis, and I am going to choose to live my life.
Right. And
Wonderful.
if you need to call a friend, Sheri, you call a friend, because we always try, I don't want to bother anybody with this, but our friends are there for us, and that's
The beauty of it.
They get a lot out of giving to us. And
yeah, somebody told me once that you allow others the blessing of helping you.
Right.
Because we all feel good, I think, when we're able to help another individual.
right, it takes more than one on the journey.
Absolutely.
It really does.
Well, thank you, Sharon. It's been
Thank
so
you,
nice
Sheri.
having you on the set.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that's our show for today. I'd like to thank Jim Bertrand for being our timekeeper. Thank you to all the producers of the show. And I'd like to say a special thank you to Dr. Sharon Bertrand. That's our show for today. Bye-bye for now.